Hey, happy Tuesday, everyone. Glenn Calloway from the basement. Today I want to talk about Jimi Hendrix and the Jimi Hendrix experience. I was fortunate enough to see Jimmy at Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto in 1969. It was Mother's Day. I remember that. And that was the day that he got busted in Toronto, which was kind of interesting. It's funny, in those days, rock music still wasn't quite the big business it became in the 70s. And I guess it was more the press, or anything. The mainstream press didn't follow it as much here anyway in Toronto, because Jimmy got busted. When he came back for his court case, I had some friends who told me they were going down to Old City Hall, where the courthouse was downtown, to see if they could see Hendrix. And I'm going, you're not going to get. They came back home. They sat right behind him in a pew. He walked in there with a lawyer and just sat down like you or I would if we were fighting a traffic ticket. Swear to God. Next. So, 1967. Jimi Hendrix experience. Jimi Hendrix experience. Interesting thing, again, personal, from a personal point. I started high school in 1967. In grade 9, I had a gentleman in my class. His name was Steve Pilling. Steve had two brothers who were in a pretty successful band called Flood. Now, Flood hadn't started at this point, but the two brothers, Ed and Brian Pilling, they decided to go over to England in 1967, 66, 67, and try getting into the music business over there. They ended up befriending some pretty cool people. Robert Plant before Zeppelin, Cat Stevens before he became popular. But what they did is they sent home a single, 45, of Jimi Hendrix doing Hey Joe. Now, Steve brought this into one of our classes in high school, and they got a record player in. For some reason, the teacher let him play it. And that was an early introduction to Jimmy. So I thought it was pretty cool. Anyway, this album comes out, and it's really a game changer, a mind blower, especially to guitarists. Like you always hear the story of Clapton and all those guys going to see him, going, "Oh no, what are we going to do now?" Like this is just, he just pushed the envelope so far, and what a great freaking record this is. My favorite tracks on this. Oh man. Well, Red House is on the UK version. It's not on this version. I love Red House, but Wind Cries Mary, I think, is exceptional. Manic Depression, the whole album's good. Purple Haze, I mean, fantastic record. He follows that up with Axe as Bold as Love, and another incredible record. Some Days, this is my favorite. Some Days starts off with that weird EXP thing. Is there or are there not flying saucers? I must be on my way. Up from the Skies, Spanish Castle Magic, such a great song. It's very far away. If you travel by my dragonfly. Another thing Jimmy doesn't get much credit for, lyrics. Great lyrics. Wait Until Tomorrow, Little Wing. What a great song. That's been covered by Clapton and Derek and the Dominoes. It's been covered by, more recently, Tedeschi Trucks. Sting did a version where he had, on his second solo album, where he had Clapton play the lead on it. I've heard a live version with Clapton and Steve Winwood. Fantastic. What a great frickin' record. And like I say, some days, this is my favorite. It's funny that the debut is kind of my Out of the 3 studio albums, it's ranks 3rd, but that's just because these other 2 are so freaking good. Then we get Electric Ladyland. This has always been my favorite, usually until I listen to this, and then that's my favorite. But seriously, this is such an incredible record. I know my buddy Larry Graves is really heavy getting into this record now. What an album. It came out with that cover with the topless ladies on it, and The Gods Made Love is just so cool. I love that whole start trippy thing. Have you ever been to Electric Ladyland? Crosstown Traffic. If you're listening stereo, it goes Crosstown Traffic. Oh, freaking headphones, man. Voodoo Child. Oh, Little Miss Strange. I've never been a fan of those one track. He put on those 2 records with Noel Redding singing. I don't know. The only people I know who like that, there's 3 of them. Noel Redding's Mom and Dad and Vinyl Richie. They're the only 3. Long Hot Summer Night, Come On, Gypsy Eyes is great. And Burning of the Midnight Lamp. Those 2 songs back to back are like killer. And then side 3, Rainy Day, Dream Away, 1983, Moon Turns the Tides. Oh, man. Still Raining, Still Dreaming with that frickin' wicked, I said frickin' again. I got to stop. I got 2 people telling me that I say frickin', it drives them nuts. I got to stop saying it, okay? I'm not going to say it anymore, okay? I promise. And while I'm at it, I was looking at my analytics the other day. I'm getting a little frustrated that I shouldn't say frustrated. That I don't lay awake at night thinking about it, but I'm wondering, subscribers, man, they're so fickle. So I was looking at my analytics the other day, which you can do if you have a channel. There's a pretty deep analytical thing going on there. 58.8% of my viewers do not subscribe to my channel. That's 60% of people who watch my videos are not subscribers. Can you please just push the subscribe button? You have no idea. It helps. Thanks. Okay, back. And the thumbs. I don't care if it's a thumbs up or thumbs down. Okay. We're going to take 3 seconds here. 1, 2, 3. In that amount of time, you'll be able to scroll down, push the thing. So you ready? I'm going to even say them slowly. 1. Look down. 2. See the subscribe button? It's in white there. You press on that. 3. And now before you come back up to the video, press the thumbs up or down. There, we're back. That didn't hurt. Let's see if it worked. Anyway, Electric Ladyland, fantastic. Then we lose Jimmy. So sad. I read Miles Davis' autobiography. He talks about Jimmy quite a bit. There's a chapter in there where him and Jimmy are hanging out a lot. And Jimmy's going over to Miles's house, and they're trying to figure shit out. And Miles would have to go to a club and play. He would leave Jimmy some handwritten, Miles said he knew how to read and write music and all that. Jimmy didn't. He just played. Miles said in the book that he would leave Jimmy sheets of music. And he'd come back and say, "Did you work on that?" And Jimmy'd be going, "I don't." It's like leaving him something in a different language. So then they would just play it and figure it all out that way. But anyway, can you imagine Miles Davis and Jimi Hendrix making an album together? Boy, did we miss out on that. Last but not least, the only other album that was released while Jimmy was still with us, Band of Gypsies. December 31st, 1969. What an album this is. Man, I love this live album. When I rank live albums, I never put it in there, and I don't know why, because it's great. Hendrix with Buddy Miles and Billy Cox. Who Knows? Machine Gun, side 1. Side 2, Buddy Miles, Changes. Then Power of Love, a Hendrix song that never got put on. Message to Love. And then another Muddy Miles, Muddy Biles, We Gotta Live Together, recorded at the Fillmore East on New Year's Eve. What a record. That also came out on this, Machine Gun, Jimi Hendrix, the Fillmore East first show, 12/31/1969. The original CD, like I showed you. And more recently, a couple of years ago, Songs for Groovy Children has all the performances from that whole weekend. This is also available on vinyl, which I would love to have. But anyway, this is... So this is January 1st, 1970, second set. January 1st, 1970, second set. January 1st, 1970, first set. And December 31st, 69, first and second set. So he played New Year's Day as well. Fantastic. Just amazing. Great set. Like I said, available on vinyl. There's a little thing that comes with it. I don't believe that's too expensive. Maybe it's out of print now. I don't even know. I haven't looked for a long time. Now, posthumously, the first thing I remember coming out was a thing called Cry for Love, which came out after Jimmy died, and it was kind of the stuff he was working on. Now, since then, obviously Jimmy lived in the studio. There was so much stuff has come out, and it's still coming out. And some of it I like, some of it I don't like. The one I like the best is the kind of imagined album that Jimmy would have made if he hadn't have passed, and it's called First Rays of the New Rising Sun. Now, this has a lot of tracks. Some of the tracks that were on that Cry for Love album. But Isabella was a song. He was the Angel, which covered beautifully, actually, by Rod Stewart. And who else covered that? A few other people. Room Full of Mirrors, Dolly Dagger, Easy Rider, Astro Man, In From the Storm, and Belly Button Window, which was also on that Cry for Love album. I love that. It's kind of like a baby looking through the mother's womb and through the belly button into the world and going, wow, this is a pretty groovy place, and the whole scene, looking through my belly button window. Anyway, that. I don't own any of the other. Of course, Jimmy at Monterey Pop. I don't have the album where it's one side Otis Redding and one Jimmy. I do have a Monterey Pop comp. What's it, like the whole festival? 2 CD set where they have Jimmy doing Wind Cries Mary, Like a Rolling Stone. So they don't have the whole set. Jimi Hendrix at the BBC Sessions. I love BBC Sessions albums. Pick them up for every band I see. Fantastic stuff. And I think that's about... Oh, I've got a comp here that I picked up, a cheap comp called the Jimi Hendrix Collection, Voodoo Child. It's a pretty good comp. It's got pretty much everything on it. A lot of... stuff from the albums, and then some of the later stuff like Steppin' Stone, Isabella, Angel, Dolly Dagger, Hey Baby, New Rising Sun. Got Red House on it, and fantastic. I don't have too much of the live stuff, which I really need to get, the live in Maui and that kind of stuff. But if I'm ranking the Hendrix albums, I still, as much as I'm saying Axes, I still got to go Electric Ladyland #1. It's just so good. Very close behind it. So close, like this far away is Axis Bold as Love. And just below that, amazing stuff. Thank you for watching. Everyone have a great day. Remember, please subscribe. Please push the buttons. It would mean a lot to me. Thank you.